We are kicking off a new series. I'm going to call it Decoded, where we're going to take a deeper look into popular packaged foods to help determine which ones rise to the top and which ones maybe miss the mark. Today, we are looking at cereal. Help us decode those nutrition labels and tell us what to look for when buying cereal is Consumer Reports nutritionist Amy Keating. Amy, it is good to have you back on the show with us. You really, it was so fascinating the last time you were here to talk to us about bread. We learned a lot. This time we're going with cereal. So before we get into some specifics here and the brands and the types, tell us though, what are the main things people should be looking for when they're considering a cereal?
Sure. The first thing you want to look for are whole grains and fiber. The top cereals in our test had 30 grams or more of whole grains and at least 4 grams of fiber. If you see more, say 8 to 10 grams of fiber, that could be a sign that there could be added more processed fibers in the cereal. Second, you want to look at added sugars. You want to keep your added sugars less than 6 grams per serving. And finally, be aware of portion size. Cereal serving size vary, and people tend to over-pour. So you'll want to have a sense of how much you pour in the bowl as compared to what's on the package.
Let's start with the ones that didn't do so well. So you walk me through these 3 that you have that maybe didn't rate so well.
Okay, so we have 3 here as examples. Kashi Go Crunch, okay? It does have whole grains, but it has 9 grams of added sugar in 3/4 of a cup. So that's the equivalent of about 2.5 teaspoons of sugar. Kellogg's Smart Start, this has even more added sugar. It has 18 grams of added sugar in the serving. Also, it's not all whole grains, and it has this claim, original antioxidants. And I just want you to be aware that that's just several vitamins added to the product. It's not naturally occurring in the product. They're just sprinkling in some. And then the third one is really interesting. It's Magic Spoon is one of many brands out there right now that are part of this grain-free trend. And what I want to say about that, TJ, is it's just a trend. The scientific evidence does not point towards eliminating grains, or especially whole grains.
All right, well, let's go to the ones that did do well and tell us why.
Okay, so we had 10 in our ratings that are online that we recommend. Here are 3 that are an example. Nature's Path Heritage Flakes. It has 7 grams of fiber, and it's from a variety of whole grains. And it's good to get a variety because each whole grain delivers a different amount of different micronutrients and phytochemicals. So having a variety is great. It has only 5 grams of sugar, and it's USDA organic. And USDA organic is important to look for because it's good for the environment. It minimizes your risk of pesticide exposure, but really importantly in the cereal aisle, it also prohibits the use of some artificial ingredients like preservatives and colors, which you'll definitely find going up and down that cereal aisle. Now, Great Grains, I'm sure people are familiar with this brand. As a dietitian, I know that no matter how nutritious a food is, if it doesn't taste good, people are not going to eat it. And this was one of very few that got an excellent rating. But you have to be careful. This one has 4 grams of sugar. Other flavors in the Great Grain line have a lot more added sugar. So look for the raisins, dates, pecans, 4 grams of added sugar. And then finally, an old standby, Wheaties, made the top 10.
Wow.
It's 100% whole wheat, very straightforward. People need more whole grains in their diets, has a simple ingredient list. And we also think it's a pretty good one that you could mix 50-50 if you just can't shake that sugar habit and you have a sugary cereal. Mix 50-50. That's a way to pump up the fiber and reduce the sugar.
Well, as Dr. Ashton was saying before the segment, cereal is pretty much dessert sometimes with all the sugar that's in them, and you kind of explain why. Yeah. Thank you for this. We look forward to the next one we're going to tackle with you. Amy Keating, thank you so much. And for more on these cereal ratings, you can check out the latest issue of Consumer Report.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.